Hello guys, welcome to Cartooning with Paul. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Grumpy from Snow White. So come on, let's get started. Hey guys, I know you've been asking for him for a little bit. He's just been kind of put on the back burner, so I apologize for that. But without further ado, let's get into Grumpy. Okay, well, because of the abundance of interest here, I'm going to draw him on an angle that you're probably not going to expect. One, two, and floors down here. Okay, so we're going to point his head this way. We're going to point the body this way, and this is how we're going to do it. So the way Freddie Moore designed the dwarves, we've got these great big heads. Their bodies the torso was the same size as the head, right? And Grumpy was one of the more of the thinner of the dwarves. So we've got his little belly here, the upper torso and shoulders, and then let's see. He was one that kind of carried his weight in his torso and not quite his legs. So if you follow me here, you might notice, yeah, perfect. I'm going to throw in the front of his shoe, back of his shoe, and there's that excess fabric at the toe of his shoe, just like this. All right, so we've got his like little slippers, right? Because that's pretty much what they're wearing here. They must have had very, very tough feet going in and out of diamond mines. Let's see. We've got calf muscle, Freddie Moore. I mean, let's face it, he was amazing. The very limited time that we had him on this planet, he really showed us some amazing work. Yeah, let's okay. Let's see, from the side, the toe would be longer. And let's see, knee, and okay, perfect. Okay, so now let's give him some gesture. His head is facing this way, right? But he is shunning everybody, so his body is facing this way. He is shunning everybody by turning his body the other way. And that is how we're going to continue his pose. Let's see. Okay, before I go any further, we've got his pants in here like this. And we've got his belt in like that. Let's see. Belt buckle is going to be that big. The belt is going to be wrapping around his belly. Like that. Because we've got this very, very light fabric for his tunic or shirt or jacket, however you want to look at it. It's really a bit of a tunic. And it's got to wrap kind of loosely over the rest of his clothes. So I'm going to draw in his arms, and they are crossed in front of him. So we've got one shoulder and one arm up like that. Now you notice I'm doing this really loosely because we've got to make sure we keep a nice rhythm, a nice flow. And let's see, if this arm is going to be upward, this lower arm needs to come under it, right? Which means that if this arm is under, the fingers come over, right? Now, I'm just throwing that in there right now. I may change that depending on, because we got to remember we're staying in Freddie Moore style, right? Now, you've noticed I've mentioned Freddie Moore a few times here in this video. Freddie Moore was a very, very influential caricature artist over at the Disney studios, especially in the earlier days. Okay, he was a master. He could take the gruffest looking character and could make him appealing, kind of like what we're doing today. Grumpy was a bit of a jerk, right? He was very gruff, very opinionated, but it was really to hide that he was pretty nice. Grumpy was a nice guy with a big heart, so he tried to hide that bit of his persona by looking like he didn't care. He had to take that character, he had to keep it soft and cuddly while making him look really gruff. And who better to do that than somebody who really understood form and how to turn that form into something very appealing looking. So if you ever take what Freddie Moore would do, you would see that he could take any character and he could really rough out those hard edges and turn them into something soft and round and cuddly, and really give it that appeal that was really necessary in this film. He wasn't just the character designer of the dwarves in Snow White. He was a character designer in a lot of the more cuddly characters that you will have seen back in the golden age of Disney animation. Unfortunately, we lost him early on. He was a tremendous artist. He was also a fun little risk taker, and unfortunately, we lost him early on in a car accident. But he left such a huge legacy that we still study today. He could take characters and he could simplify them into forms that, well, my brain can only sometimes match when I'm really, really, really concentrating. But at any rate, I give a ton of credit to Fred Moore. And check this out. I'm going to give him that brow that makes him so iconic. I'm going to give him a little bit of a brow over this eye, that one, and give him a little bit of a wrinkle in between. And then I'm just going to thicken that line a little bit and give him those older man, thicker eyebrows. Give him those small pupils. Now that we know where the eyes are, I'm going to give him his cheeks. Now, Grumpy is thinner than the rest of the dwarves, right? So his cheeks aren't really going to be all that thick. It's nice and thin, a little wrinkle there, which is a hallmark of Freddie Moore. And then give him that downturned little frown there. Going to give him his lower lip. Give him his jowl. Then in the middle there, I'm just going to give him a little bit of underneath the beard. Now you notice I haven't drawn in his beard yet. It's because I kind of want to give him, his face first. Okay, the hat, I'm going to come down a little bit over the side of his face, and then I'm going to give him the brim to his hat like that. You see, you notice I'm not drawing everything all at once. I want to make sure that each part of his detail kind of melds together. Sometimes you need to draw in like the brim of the hat before you can draw in the rest of the hat. Now I know where the rest of the hat goes because of the circle, right? And that circle will tell me where the top of his hat is. But until I know where this goes, I can't draw the rest of that in yet. So now this, right, the curl around the hat would come in a little like this, but before I do that, I'm going to throw in the beard. So I'm going to throw in a little bit of the beard first, right, because I want to get that away from his cheek. But then I'm going to want to, because he's going to have his arms are crossed over his beard. So I kind of want to throw in a little bit of the beard first, just roughly. And then the rest of it is going to be underneath his arms. Whoa, that's a lot of mess, right? We'll figure that out. I'm going to clean up his fingers a little bit, right? Go back to under his nose, which this right here is the line. I'm going to want to throw in the beard. I'm going to want to take this and I'm going to meet it right underneath here. I don't want it parallel with the end of his tunic. I want to bring it down a little bit more. I don't want anything to look like it's uniformed, right? But I don't want anything lining up exactly at the same height. So now, if we're going to go into it with a thicker line, I tuck that in just like that. See, once you know where all the lines go, you can give it a little finish flourish. Now, you guys might have noticed I've got some pop-ups here. If you like videos like this, I've got some more videos right over here for you. I want to thank you guys so much for drawing with me today, and until the next video, we will see you later.